Now here to talk to us about this massive story is the czar of the Men in Blazers empire, the smartest man I know when it comes to all things football, and a man kind enough to be joining us in the midst of a road trip right now, the one and only, the inimitable Roger Bennett. Roger, let's get right into it. 6-point deduction, 1-year suspension for Bev Priestman and 2 staff members. Did FIFA get it right?
FIFA getting it right is a very hard sentence for me to take seriously, but it's a tough day for the Canadian football program. It's a hard day for the players who work so unbelievably hard, and to lose 6 points in their Olympic journey, my heart goes out to players like Janine Becky, who've given their all to be there with you in Paris. But this is a dark moment. Right after the opening games on our Women's Game Network with Sam Lewis and Midge Purse, and Midge just laughed. She's part of the American program. You beat the United States in the semi-final on that road to gold. Just laughed and said, cheap better. Like, what were they doing just with the cheap drone? There's a lot of grey area in football. Canada ultimately getting caught is a darkness. And this 6 points is just a beginning, I think. There's so much we don't know right now, Ariel. How long this has gone on for, who was complicit, how tall, how deep into the organisation it went, who knew, what did the players know? So there's so much more still to come out, but it's a dark day for the programme.
And so, speaking of which, Roger, does this call into question the gold medal in 2021, what Canada did on the men's side at the World Cup, the Copa America run as well? Like, this is maybe the greatest run for Canadian soccer, both on the men's and women's side. Do you feel like this calls into question everything that has happened over the past few years?
I would take a deep breath. As I said, there's so much we don't know. There's so much we will find out. I won't have a terrible word said about Jesse Marsh. That man is a remarkable human being. Canada had to annex the whole of Wisconsin just to have him come up. So I'd say, let's take a deep breath. On the men's side, does the New England Patriots slight grey area, does that tarnish their victories? The University of Michigan, does that tarnish theirs? I think there's the emotional and the rational. On the rational, we do need to know, how long did this go on? Who was involved? What did the players see? Were they presented with images from these drone shots in pre-match briefings? But then there's the emotional. Watching Canada win gold, watching Stephanie LeBay, I feel for her. That penalty shootout gold, just an iconic peak to a career of real sacrifice. You put out on Twitter today, I worked so hard to work out where to dive in that penalty shootout gold-winning performance. It's the players I feel for right now, Ariel, that they have to live their lives, which were glory, soaked under the tinge of suspicion. That's the thing I feel darkest about on this day.
Last thing for you, Raj. Yesterday I had the chance to speak to Chelsea legend and Ivory Coast international superstar Didier Drogba, and he laughed this off. He said, this happens all the time. It's no big deal. And I see some people saying that, like, everyone needs to chill out. Do you tend to agree with Didier on this front?
When England cheated to beat Argentina in the World Cup in 1998, to beat them by throwing themselves on the floor to gain a penalty, instead of howling with anger, as the English would have done if the roles were reversed, the headlines in the Argentinian media were just, they've learned, i.e. we cheat, we celebrate cheating, the art of cheating is baked into football. Part of me roots for these players even harder, and I hope they do what they need to do to go deep again, Ariel. By the way, it gives me great joy to see you living out your dream on Canadian television covering this Olympics. It's a joy to this tournament, and I hope this doesn't tarnish your viewers' pleasure of all that is to come in Paris.
Roger, I love you. Thank you so much, and I especially love the hat you're wearing. Long live Nos Amours, the Montreal Expos. Appreciate you very much, Raj.
Courage.
Paris Tonight is brought to you by Smartwater.